Huh. January 1st has passed, and YouTube hasn't enforced their new COPPA policies yet. I guess that means YouTube has learned their lesson. I'm guessing they're going to hold off their policies until they come up with a brand new system, which will benefit everyone without restricting collateral damage in order to protect children. I'm sure everything is fine. I'm sure all that hubbub was for nothing. YouTube will keep going at it. Ow. Just because this product is made for kids doesn't mean all videos on this subject is made for kids. I have no fears of fines, so I'm going to keep going and make this review that is explicitly for adults first and foremost. With that being said, can somebody get my helmet? I'm feeling rather naked here.
So here we have the big box. The unique word mark for Unicruiser with a chest emblem similar to the actual figure. Unicruiser is the god of fighting. But I'm just gonna call him the master of combat. Blurbs, 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 blurbs. LED. Also, some oddly juxtaposed feature of a light-up feature. The side of the box shows his 3 modes. Defense mode, attack mode, and fly mode. The back of the box is some sort of nice portrait of the main robot, and more features highlighted here. This side has another image, product info with some cautions for the LED. Prepared since July of 2019. Advertising for Toy Rock Shop. This side of the box just has the logo. And the top here, it shows the Unicruiser with his pilot crew. It also highlights a rocket fist. And even though he first appeared in the movie, this is technically not branded as one of the movie products, although there is a moon back here, so there's that. First, taking a look at the pilot crew. I think a crew would imply a multiple team of crew, but it appears crew can refer to just one robot. So pilot crew has a similar build to the typical Carbot crew. Except this one does not have a moving head. The other ball-socketed arms and basic hinge feet are still there, but not the head. I guess that's because there was no space for a swivel for this little light in here. On the back here, you can see some sort of Carbot symbol printed on the clear plastic, slightly askew. And looking at this pre-assembled head, it's not sure how the visor got in there. It looks nice pre-assembled, although this looks like the eyes are a little wonky. They're looking a little to this side. Anyway, it's a nice helmet-like feature with a little antenna and some mouthpiece and a gold crest on the shoulders and the forehead there. And some white accents. This set has a total of 8 accessories. We got 2 identical double-barreled blasters that go on Unicruiser's shoulders. 1 module with some sort of 2 golden blasters, which are soft rubber, by the way. That can fold out like that and swing side to side. And another with claws or fins, also soft rubber. A wing pack, some sort of, or jetpack or wings. A helmet for Unicruiser or the crew here. And finally, some golden sword. A bit hollow on the underside, but nice golden metallic paint along the side here in the center, with some holes for mounting. And I really like this is a double port. This looks like an 8mm peg with a 5mm peg. So you can give Pilot Crew a BFS, or any Transformer with 5mm hands a BFS. So with those parts, you can assemble a little vehicle for the crew to ride on. You can use either this part or this part, but by default, it uses the ones with the fins or wings. You can only do one at a time though, so clip them, these little H pegs into these little clips here. And then plug the sword on the bottom. Some nice little one-man vehicle thing for the crew to ride on. And a little boy if he can somehow hold on to this thing for dear life without falling off. Now onto the base figure. This very chunky bot of a Unicruiser. I know you want to spell it like Unicruiser, but according to the Choi Rock website, it is spelled Unicruiser with a crew because he has a crew. The design, I think, is somewhat reminiscent of the super robots of the 80s or 90s. There's a very big, bulky, muscular-like body with a very super robot-like chest emblem here with some fin spikes and heroic-looking details and such. Those are some nice, completely transparent shoulders here with some gold details and on the shoulders here. And also, it looks like the chest emblem has C and B molded in there, probably abbreviated for Carbot. Carbot is an artifact title at this point, get used to it. So some very big fists, nice chunky fists. The back is also looking pretty clean, with some gold here as well. And some more details on the side here. And some very big clompers. So this is certainly an imposing bot, except for that head at the moment, which, while very nicely detailed with a faceplate with little indents and a little chin and golden eyes and golden crest and white such, it's looking rather basic and plain and round for such a big super robot like this. Which is where all the accessories come in. You can take the pilot crew and pull down on his crotch, for lack of a better term, and that will auto spring open the chest. Though, if you do it the wrong way, this spring is rather strong. So if you do it the wrong way, you might accidentally risk whacking your finger. Put it in the little hole there. Nice and lined up. Little click and close it up. Take the shorter cannons and clip them into these little pegs here. Looks like these shoulder cannons requires quite a bit of force. Take these wing extremities. These are not wings, they look like little vehicular modules. Anyway, whatever these things are called. Plug them in on either arm. And you can come around and plug this wing pack. So you can fold the wings forward or backward. And then clip them into these little black clips here. and then plug this helmet on. Now it looks like the head size matches the rest of the body. And plug the sword in either hand, with a double port of the 5mm hole and the 8mm hole. So Unicruiser certainly looks like he could lay down some hard punches or slashes or pows. Without the helmet, Unicruiser's head is looking a little small for this big chunky body, but with the helmet, it looks pretty imposing with those very wide rubbery fins, those very aerofoil-like fins. The nice covered helmet. And you can flip down the visor. Yeah, with the visor on, it really kind of masks the head because it's so far out. But still, there's that option, and according to fiction,
이 선글라스를 끼면 난 너희들 공격이 2배로 느려 보이거든. 따라서 그런 공격은 하나도 안...
if you come around on the back, there's this little switch here which you can turn on. It's powered by 3 included 1.5 lithium batteries. And if you press the button on back of here, this will light up and show some sort of silhouette of the Carbot symbol. But as the printing on the pilot cruise was askewed, so is it askewed when it is projected. And it's kind of faint on this sort of, not iridescent, it's not smooth, not iridescent, but some sort of light diffracting part. Anyway, that's not so clear. So I guess if you expose it, you can make this some sort of flashlight. And this thing will not work without the crew. If you see there's a little piece of metal here, which apparently this little leg slot here will press and create a circuit on which it will allow this thing to light up. Officially, Unicruiser has 3 modes, not including the alt mode. So first, take this sword and plug the wing pack. But first by folding these wings inward and plugging this in. You get some sort of giant battle axe. And this is his attack mode. Though those strong ratchet joints will make sure he can hold that thing very well. He can hold that thing just fine without any dropping. The next mode, you use this wing pack as a shield. So you can detach this and plug it in the arm there. And then plug this back on. And this is his defense mode. This defense mode also looks like it has some offense with these little laser details on the tips of the wings and on the center here. So for the third mode, it's just basically plugging the wing pack and the sword on the back. And this is his fly mode. I don't know about you, but this does not look like a fly. Oh, I think they actually meant flight mode, but somehow they just went with the simpler word fly. Technically, I think the flight mode also includes these 2 little jet boosters on the back, which unfold by means of a double hinge. That's something interesting. The bars and clips on Unicruiser lets you play around with all his accessories in other configurations other than the 3 official ones. For example, you can use the double barrel cannons as forearm cannons. Put these things on reverse and use some extended flip out weapons, or this can even act as a little grabbing claw. And finally, one more major feature. You can detach either of these hands from the arm, from the main body. For a rocket fist with an included flame, a spring-loaded flame that pushes in and springs out when you detach it. A rocket fist is a very classic 80s super robot thing. And it's quite nice to see that here with an additional flame effect. Kind of hard to get it back in there, but you can also do this with the other hand. Articulation. The head is on a ball socket. It can do a little bit of a side wiggle and a little bit of an up and down and a full 360. Ball sockets. Although that sort of extra neckline is kind of looking awkward compared to the little stump on this thing. Anyway, full 360 shoulders, although that wing pack could easily get in the way. A little bit of outward, but these get in the way, so you need to get those out of the way to do the full outward spread of just that much. Some actual inward and outward, some butterfly shoulder joint, interestingly. A bicep swivel, kind of, but no elbow because of the rocket fist gimmick. But at least it's molded in a somewhat askew angle. Going down to the legs, forward that much, back that much. Beautiful spread, full 180. Thigh swivels. Thigh swivels. A knee that much. And I think this is the first Carbot to have ankle tilts. Actual ankle tilts. And forward and backward. About 3 clicks. And even a foot bend, a toe bend. There's even a toe bend on these big clompers. Man, I just keep pressing this thing. Thanks to those ankled feet, you can get Unicruiser in some pretty stable standing poses. Not just standing, some dynamic spreads. And just to show you how big Unicruiser is, here's Masterpiece Optimus Prime. And his movie mates, Sky Gunner and Sonar Diver. And the Titan Omega Supreme. Yeah, so I would say Unicruiser is like the Commander class size. If I had Jetfire, I would compare him, but I don't feel like getting it right now. Also, he's slightly shorter than Deltatron and Mighty Guard here. Now the big question you might be wondering, does Unicruiser have an alt mode? Well, how's this for an alt mode? If this looks really awful, that's because this is a fan mode. This is just a vague resemblance of a ship, of a robot that does not officially have a vehicle mode.
A Hello Carbot robot that has no transformation. It's as unthinkable as Transformers that can't transform.
Well, not every Carbot can transform into a car, can they? So this little pilot crew flying thing is essentially his alt mode. He just flies around until the time comes when he needs to summon this thing. I was fully expecting Unicruiser to be the Star Saber of Hellokabbot. I mean, they both have some sort of aerial motif, a little brain master or crew master, as I would like to call it. Oh, and also, according to the show, Unicruiser can't speak without this little guy. So he really is like some sort of brain master. And they also have a big, imposing sword. But the biggest difference is, Unicruiser can't transform. But even if he doesn't, Unicruiser is still a very big, imposing, and very playable bot. Also, as I said before, Unicruiser is like a modern super robot toy with all its little whiz-bang thingies, and also including the traditional, the always classic rocket fist. Yeah, so it's still a very great modern super robot toy that's just ended up in a line that's mostly not Transformers. So if you don't mind a robot that doesn't transform, but would still like to have a pretty good Korean premium plastic giant super robo something, I would recommend picking this up, if it was still readily available. I mean, when I first heard that this was not a transformer, I thought, a big transforming thing that can't transform? I think I can wait a little until a good time. Boy, was I wrong. So about 3 months after its debut, he just started selling out at Christmas time. Because since this thing doesn't transform, it logically also makes sense it would be popular with the little kiddies, since they don't have to be frustrated by all the transforming things, because I think a lot of kids end up buying Transformers just because they look cool, but then they end up getting frustrated with the transformation. But this does not have that problem, so that and its rather impressive design is probably another reason, and also another reason is because he appeared in a local blockbuster. It's also many contributing factors as to why he eventually sold out and then inflated. So it's on eBay, it's about $200, about nearly twice as its retail price. So either just bite your wallet or wait for a reissue. On the one hand, since this was advertised with the movie, I'm not sure if this will get reissued. But on the other hand, since this is technically not a movie product, there might be a chance it gets reissued. I'll let you know if it does.
Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you want to tune in for more Korean robot content. And until next time, this is KRBrickBot signing off.